Hi and welcome to Outwell and to our Newgate 3 from the Regency collection. This is a compact tunnel design tent with 2 rooms that can sleep 3 people in 1 bedroom at the back. For me, a really nice feature of this tent is the front canopy area here. Just gives you a really nice sheltered area, so if it's a little bit drizzly, you still have somewhere to be able to sit outside, or if you're lucky enough for it to be a really nice hot sunny day, you'll be able to get a nice bit of shade in here as well. Other uses, obviously you can have things like kitchen storage units and things like that as well. Stepping back, the front doors have a good size, so getting all of your kit in and out of the tent should be nice and easy. What you will find is the door itself obviously is rolled away at the moment, but when that's zipped over closed, you'll find it has a large window on there with its own curtain. Also what you'll find is we have a separate full mesh door at the front here as well, so when it comes to being able to ventilate the tent, all we have to do is just close that over, keeping out the unwanted bugs, but keeping inside the tent a little bit cooler as well. You'll also find that the ground sheet will zip onto the door as well. Again, just giving you that good sort of sealed entrance there. In the tent itself, you'll find actually, even though it's quite a compact sort of size and floor space, you'll find that actually still there's plenty of space around. I'm quite tall, I'm about 1.95 m, and you can see I can stand up in here no problem at all. And there's certainly, again, enough space for things like furniture and things like that too. I think it's really accentuated by these large windows all the way around us, flooding the tent with light. But if you do want a little bit more privacy, then each window has its own curtain. So you can just see we have it rolled away at the moment, but that can be brought up either halfway, or of course it can be fully closed as well. You'll then find across the top here that we have a mesh ventilation panel, again just to sort of help with keeping the tent a little bit cooler on those warmer days. At the back of the tent is where the bedroom is. As I said earlier, it can sleep up to 3 people. The way it's attached is using our wave-shaped hanging point system here. You can just see that it is colour coordinated to match the tent. It gives it that nice sort of finish to it, detailed finish, but also it has a good function as well, taking any of the stress points from this top seam away. In the bedroom, you'll certainly find plenty of features here too. Across the back we have the large ventilation panel, which corresponds to outside ventilation. Down the sides here you'll find that we have some handy storage pockets, ideal for smaller personal possessions. And you'll also find that the door just simply rolls away, and there's a little pocket just behind here just to pop that into, just to keep it out the way. But when it's closed, you'll find that it is a full mesh door, so again, ventilation wise, even within the bedroom is at a good level. But if you want a little bit more privacy, again, there's a curtain that you can close behind that too. And there is also some storage pockets on the outside of the bedroom. The ground sheet actually zips into this tent, so that's good for when it comes to packing down the tent. You can simply just zip this out and clean it without having to sort of pitch the whole tent again. So you can just see here that it zips around. It is bathtub in style, so it does come up a little bit at the edges here. It's going to hopefully stop any drafts coming in, things like dust and dirt, and obviously those unwanted creepy crawlies too. And it is colour coordinated again to match the tent, and it is colour coded as well, so that when you put it in, you know you're going to get it round the right way. Another nice feature here is the lantern hanging point just at the top in the centre of the tent. And then leading away from that, you'll find that we have cable tidies which run all the way down to where the zip is for the ground sheet, so we can bring our cables in here without having to have the cables running in through the front door. So now what we'll do is we'll just pop outside and we'll show you some of the features on the outside of the tent. If I start with the fly sheet, you'll find that the fly sheet we're using on this tent is our Outex AirTech, and this version is a 35% cotton and 65% polyester. What that means is it's going to last a good long time. It's also naturally waterproof, and what you'll find is it's quite breathable as well, so on hotter days you'll be kept a little bit more comfortable, but also vice versa, on cooler days you'll be kept a little bit warmer, so you could say that it reacts to the environment that it's in, keeping you sort of well climated within the tent. The frame that we use on here is, for the main part of the tent, is steel, so you're getting a real good solid and stable structure here. And then for the front canopy we're using our Duratec fiberglass pole. You can also see that we do colour code these poles as well, just to make sure that when it comes to pitching it, it's going to be nice and simple for you to make sure that you get the right pole in the right place. At the top here we have our ventilation, which we talked about earlier on there, so you can see just underneath that we have the mesh itself, and then at the top here we have the panel, which we can just take away if it does get a little bit too chilly within the tent, just simply with those Velcro tabs there. Here we can see the large windows that I mentioned from the inside of the tent, and I just want to highlight here that these windows are tinted, so they actually serve 2 key functions. One is obviously to give you that little bit more privacy from within the tent, but 2 is also just to reduce the amount of glare that you get from the sunshine, again just to keep that little bit more comfortable. Next, I'd like to highlight our wind stabilizer system that we use on the tent and just show you how this works. So quite simply, all we have to do when setting up the tent is just take this and wrap it around the pole and then fix it into place using this Velcro strap here. You'll find that there's one at the top and at the bottom of each of the poles down the side here, and then that's where our guy lines are attached to. So when we pull out the guy lines and peg them, it pulls the whole fly sheet against the frame of the tent, tautening the whole thing up, making it much more stable even in high wind conditions. The guy lines themselves, you'll see, are our floating guy lines. So we have the luminous guy line at the bottom here, making sure that you're hopefully not going to trip over that too easily. And then at the top we have the colour coordinated guy line matching the colours of the tent, again hence the floating guy line name. Here we have the guy line retainer, so when it comes to packing down the tent we can wrap the guy lines up into this little loop here, so that the next time we take out the tent we don't have a big sort of mess of guy lines that we have to spend time sort of untangling. Also, you'll just notice down at the bottom of the front porch area here that we have the mud valance around the bottom, so that's just going to allow any water just to run straight down the tent and away from the inside. We also supply you with our easy pegging system with this tent. That's where we have 3 different styles of pegs. We have the solid steel pegs here for the corner points of the tent, making that your anchor peg. We have the luminous peg here for the luminous guy lines, and we also have the black plastic peg as well, just for all of the black pegging points around the side of the tent. So to finalise, we have a couple of optional extras available for this tent, including a footprint to go under the ground sheet and also a carpet for the living area, just giving you that little extra luxurious feel within there. So that's all of the features of our Newgate 3 from our Regency collection, and I'd like to thank you very much for watching.